copyrights to this for educational purposes. This the Teen Titans or the Titans show on HBO Max, but showing you how the subtleties of the truth being exposed, but it's not gonna expose it again word for word. Like, hey guys, this book is what you should read, or there's truth in this. It comes up in subtleties, but
Batman's actual books. The Red Book by Carl Jung, original 19.
see, but he brought up the Red Book. That's Beast, and this is a clone of Superman and Lex Luthor, which that's a whole nother little subject, a little vibe. But Carl Jung Red Book is connected to, again, like the Codex One, or basically the Nag Hammadi scripture that was taken away from the regular biblical canon, so to speak, but has a lot of deep truth in it. But they're in Batman house, and Batman in essence represents, you could say, in essence, like the ego to some extent, the human rational mind, super scientific in essence, but it also, in essence, he represents the depths of the subconscious, or the recesses of the darkness within, that shadow aspect, hence why he moved through the shadows and has like that shadow like demeanor, and no coincidence, somebody who spoke a lot on, doing integration work, basically Carl Jung coined it the process of individuation. And it's to not get lost in the sauce of, or the proper way, or who really brought this up first, like our ancestors was, all that good stuff, what I'm saying? This is a realm, a simulation, no matter how you get the truth, as long as you're getting it. Now, again, different strokes for different folks in the stages of your growth. Some people that's new to certain stuff, they gotta go through the little process of, it's about Kemet and, and ancestor stuff like this. But hey, go watch my older videos for that type of stuff, I'm just getting straight to the sauce with it. But, again, because I bring up the book A Man and His Symbols that Carl Jung did as well. But again, the Red Book is connected to, the Nag Hammadi scriptures, and it kind of has like a vibe, like almost like an acid vibe, because a lot of the stuff that I peeped in the Red Book, it has like an energy, like it brought up certain stuff that I've experienced or saw on my acid trips, what I'm saying? And no coincidence that Carl Jung was working in Switzerland, in the Swiss area, along with Aldous Huxley. And that's the area where, what's his name, Albert Hoffman, quote unquote, created acid, or found or discovered acid, like by mistake, quote unquote. What I'm saying? You could go look up Albert Hoffman and Aldous Huxley. Aldous Huxley wrote A Brave New World, and I did a video about, him and B.F. Skinner. B.F. Skinner is the one who made the controlling box, and the controlling box is what they do the little mice experiments with, and another one again connected with Rockefeller, stuff like this. And as I bring this up, because that's another thing again, it's like, moving past that space, like, and this is for me, this is a me thing upon my growth, like no longer like, oh, they doing this, they doing that, And I had another reminder today, about that. Like, again, we gotta, not say we, but, in essence, individually, you help this realm by helping your inner realm. And, yeah, you want to be aware that there's things going on in the external realm, propaganda in the external realm, but, you won't be able to even be, quote unquote, fighting some external warfare if they got warfare going on inside you. Like if your subconscious is fighting your conscious mind, or you got trauma inside yourself that hasn't been resolved, then how in the fuck you gonna be worried about what they doing when you almost like a they to yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like, like it's still a lot of inner work that needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? So, to get too lost in the sauce of that point finger, and again, to each his own. Some people have made it to a space where they're so well, they have done so well with doing the inner work, that they can talk about all the stuff that's going on outside of them. But again, we all on different, again, fifth graders doing long division, 12th graders doing calculus, college students, from the analogy of, this earthly plane, the universe or the university, you know what I'm saying, is different classrooms, different lessons, everybody not growing at the same exact pace, you know what I'm saying, and there's no superior or inferiority about where you're at on your growth. But yep, I said all that just to start, just from bringing up how they be, again, putting this in shows.
Meditations of the Emperor Marcus Aurelius Antonius. What are you doing? What?
You see, it was just like a little simple little comment. It's like, oh, Carl Jung's Red Book. So again, like there's a lot of insight that's in, the little shows that's coming out, but again, there's always going to have a little bit of propaganda mixed in it as well, So just being aware of that. But again, it's no more secrets. And again, what I'm bringing up this for and showing this for is the awareness that, if you all want to watch shows, some people don't even watch, shows or any of this type of stuff anymore. But to those of y'all that do, just being aware of, peeping out the insight and the subtleties of how they bring it up in the different shows and stuff like that, the different movies that's coming out right now. So it's, again, like the truth have to come out, again, just has subtle, subconscious programmings that come along with it. But peace. Now the vibrate. Y'all know what it is. I do not own the copyrights to this. 4433. And again, right now, be aware of, again, watching these TV shows at our own, quote unquote, risk our awareness, in a sense of just being aware of what we're consuming, you know what I'm saying, subconsciously. But again, a lot of, insight.
Show some respect.
So basically, about to, again, like indirectly, like, oh, it's just a regular conversation with, matter of fact, with the crow. And the crow just put like some type of substance, something like a psychedelic, into the water system of Gotham, and that's why it's called Troubled Water. No coincidence that the episode is 4433. But so there's some energies going on into that. But bring up social engineering and Edward Bernays. Just for educational purposes.
You know what Edward Bernays is? The sauce guy. Eggs and bacon. Classic American breakfast.
Just did a video on this not too long ago.
What does this have to do with... Pork farmers paid Edward Bernays to make it so. See, but Edward Bernays, he had this uncle, right? Dear old Uncle Sigmund. Isn't Sigmund Freud? See, and Freud taught Edward Bernays how the human mind worked. And Edward, he worked the human mind. He didn't sell the proletariat bacon. He sold them the idea that a hearty breakfast was what every doctor thought was best for them. And after that, the bacon, it sold itself. Yeah, Edward Bernays understood that an idea is the most powerful weapon we have.
And again, an idea, in essence, hence why as we transform ourselves, not holding on to ideas, in essence, you know what I'm saying, to constantly be present in the now moment, being intuitive and feeling like right now it's so important about, feeling like, yes, all is mind and we create with our mind and being aware of our subconscious mind. But, and as I say feelings, this is not to be mistaken with being emotional or being in our emotions in essence. Our emotions are a compass and we do want to be emotionally intelligent. But when I say feeling is more, again, like intuitive, or more so from when I bring up feeling, I'm meaning extrasensory perception, like feeling the subtleties, of, say, for instance, feeling the subtleties of the crystals we work with. You know what I'm saying? Feeling the subtleties of our energy fields when we come across people or we go into a certain area. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, like feeling a situation. Because, again, like, we all being held accountable on that level of like, I could tell a person anything or I could say I love you, but it's like what is felt from, a person, place, or thing, when you're in the presence of it, you know what I'm saying? And again, and using discernment, aka, our intuition, in essence, to, again, like feel things out. So again, that's why a lot is so much about feeling. And again, I'm just sharing, these perspectives as I'm still watching some of this shit, because I know I always stay tapping into nature more than watching videos or watching stuff like this, you know what I'm saying? I'm going through one of my little energies. But, again, turning lead into gold, where if I do be watching these shows, I'm going to use it as educational purposes in order to, help those who may be on the fence of, being aware of how, movies, and certain things are, weaponized. Not to get caught up in the they versus us type of vibe either, it's just like awareness. Again, like I always say, awareness without fear mongering yourself. This is a simulation. This is a physical representation of the spirit realm in essence, of higher dimensions and multi-dimensions of ourselves being experienced in this one, this one realm in essence. This is also like a mirror realm, we experiencing, a lot of reflective energies, but again, it's tapping into our feelings and not, again, when I say feelings, I already explained myself, but
It's not the product, it's how you sell it. Gotham is in need of a new product. We now interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you a message for the good people of Gotham.
Gotham City used to have a protector, a guardian angel. But Batman abandoned Gotham and left Nightwing and his friends in his place.
What's this?
It's not good.
What has Nightwing done? He's robbing you, poisoning the very water you drink, the water you give to your children.
And programming. And it's also, again, like showing how, everybody quick to just go with whatever, the first thing they see or hear, on a phone or on YouTube. Hence why those of us who do videos and stuff that's, coming from a place of being pure of heart, we let even though we know we researching and tapping into the spirit realm and, coming forward with intuitive downloads, we still let you know, like, hey, still do your own research. Don't just listen to me talk about this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, do your own research, tap in for yourself, But again, it's in these little shows. I mean, and even in Black Mirror, because that's another thing I hold myself accountable to as well. And, I've been questioning that, tapping in with computers and stuff like that. At the end of the day, though, just being aware of what I'm watching and dealing with, if I'm going to be using it. Because, at one point I was feeling like we should just all just drop our cell phones, and, tap into nature more. In which, again, that's something that, is happening and is being implemented. It's like balancing ourselves out with tapping in, spiritually, not always being, on these phones and these computers and things of this nature. At the same time, understanding the balance, and this realm is a simulation, so even nature is a part of the simulation. Nature is just let's just say like how you got OG strands of cannabis in essence. Like nature is like the OG strand of the simulation. Like it's the OG DNA strand of the simulation. Like it has, ancient, for the most part, if it's not genetically engineered, ancient, untampered with information, what I'm saying, with a lot of trees and plants and things of this nature. So that's why, we tend to, promote tapping in with nature a little bit more, but again, everything has its quote unquote perspective, what I'm saying? Like, again, if I ground a lot and go talking to the trees a lot, I'm gonna mostly be speaking from a place of the, connection with the ancestors, and again, you could be connecting with the water element a lot, or the earth element a lot, or the fire and air. Again, fire and air mostly deal with thoughts, ideas, and the masculine aspect of source energy, what I'm saying, and more so dealing with the future, that's the future air, thought, fires, it's kind of like speed, fast, future, and then you got the slower, water, earth, memory, remember, what I'm saying, subconscious depths, so again, it's like being aware of what energies we're channeling and being aware too, again, these computers, LCD, liquid crystal display, it's quartz in the motherboard of the crystals, what I'm saying, and being aware, again, as we tapping in with, some of us, even myself, researching into like NFTs and, different forms of currency, because I can sense like, an ancestral energy of, moving forward, but it's like moving forward with balance. I feel like whatever happened in past moments in our, like as we learn from past karmic cycles, I think what the situation was like being extreme. Either we were on one side or the other, either extremely holding on to the past or extremely futuristic. And I think right now it's like, being balanced, like, like honoring, certain aspects of the past and honoring creating the future, what I'm saying? Because again, as long as you're not actually, down in, and that's to each his own, but just being straightforward from my perspective and expressing my opinion about this, I'm not trying to download my consciousness into no computer in that sense of it. But again, it's like you're in a computer simulated, realm in essence in the first place. So again, you're in a cycle within a cycle, or a torus field within a torus field. But again, the awareness is about, some going deeper and deeper into, like a simulation within a simulation within a simulation. And some of us, want to be a little tuned into, again, like with nature, and not like, being too into the artificial intelligence, but it's without judgment of, either. Not judging somebody who feels like they want to connect with nature more, not judging anybody who feels like they want to connect with technology more, but just being aware, that everything is a double-edged sword. Every single thing. You know what I'm saying? Again, from the crystals we work with, the famous, I'm going to make that joke till I'm blue in the face, where it's like, oh, that's a beautiful crystal, that's a beautiful citrine. But if I throw it at you and hit you in the face, you could say otherwise, or it could be used for something else, or if I use it for, toxic spell work, then, it could be seen as something that's not good. But again, and that still doesn't mean the crystal is good or bad. Again, it's being used either for a positive purpose or negative purpose, but both aspects exist in, within that crystal. Again, like with the computers, some people could use a computer to try to get you to, shut down your extrasensory perception, or get you to try to shut down, your pineal gland, try to get you to shut down, your ability to tap in with spirit. And then some people use the computer to share insight on how to tap in more with spirit, how to, connect with nature, how to tap in with psychedelics and work with your crystal. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, too much sunlight, burn shit up. Not enough, we wouldn't have no plants or none of that. Too much water, drown everything out. Not enough, and, shit'll be so extremely dry, So everything in balance and moderation. But yeah, just wanted to share that. And I do not own the copyrights to this show. Yeah, it's the Teen Titans, even, it being called the Titans, resurrecting, the great old ones, the ancient beings resurrecting right now. Y'all know what it is. Now's the vibrate. Ain't too far in the future, ain't too far in the past right now. Peace.